Welcome to episode 3 of the Two-Headed Nerd Comic Book Podcast. First YouTube show, THN, cover to cover. Here's how it works. Every Saturday from 11 to 12:30 Central Standard Time. Joey and I are talking all things comic books and nerddom with you nerds live. You can call us at 402-819-4894, or you can go to our Facebook page, which is where you watch this live, and click the Call Now button. If you want to get in on the action, that is. If you can't call in live, feel free to leave us a message or send an MP3 to twoheadednerd@gmail.com. But before we get started, Joey Patrick, baby, can you please reset the question of the week?
That's right. Like, normally we have a fancy intro and music and, you know.
Broadcasting from the Ziggurat at Omaha, deep below. That was my bad. Sorry.
No big deal. Matt's erasing the show. 1 second.
There we go. Go ahead.
You know, normally we have, like, fancy music.
Sure.
And we're wearing our tuxedos.
Yeah. We look great.
And, like, we get our announcer voices out.
Yeah,
we're just,
but
like, playing it kind of casual.
We want to make the Beppos for everybody. This is not as stuffy as the Oscars.
Yeah.
Everyone's invited to the Golden Beppos, you know?
We will play you off, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you won't hear it, but we're definitely going to do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, as Matt said, this year we are celebrating the, get this, 7th annual
Wow.
Golden Beppo Awards.
That's stupid.
The best of the best from comics in 2017.
7 years of this, and we're still not famous.
No.
Wow.
Now, I put some categories up online. The big ones: best writer, best artist, best ongoing series.
Sure.
Best series. I don't care if it's ongoing.
Yeah,
Really.
you just best series of 2018.
But you know what? You guys are in charge of this show, so if you want to make up your own Beppo,
Yeah.
you go for it.
Movies.
Keep it
Video
kind
games.
of adjacent to what we're...
Yeah, let's keep
the
it nerd
topic.
related. Let's keep it nerd related, please.
But, yeah, so normally we open it up to any topic. This year we're celebrating the best of, so
There we go.
Let's stay focused. Word to the first viewers. Calvin, our buddy Nate Aguilar,
Hey.
Robert, I see you all. I love you all.
Give us a holler. Let's talk about it, because guess what? It's time to open the phone lines. There's a big noise that happens there. Sexy. Again, this
Yeah.
is not the podcast.
It's
kids.
like a blah.
This is the live show that we do. It's a live, nerdy call-in show, okay? Think sports talk for nerds. So, if you want to play along, let's do it. Let's talk about your best of 2018 while we're waiting for a call.
Oh, I was supposed to read that part. I apologize.
What?
The open the phone lines part.
Oh,
Good job.
regardless.
You did it.
I got it. Let's go to our first voicemail. This came from December 23rd. This was last week.
Yeah.
And feel free to call. The phone line is open, 402-819-4894. I want to hear about your best of.
They get it.
Hi, this is Marcus. I was wondering what you guys' favorite arcade fighter game is, and favorite holiday dish.
Okay.
All right. So the transcript said your favorite arcade fire game. And I was
Yes.
like, well,
Brave Firefighter.
arcade fire.
Definitely Brave
Did
Firefighter.
they get a game? Arcade
Oh,
fire?
I thought he meant like an arcade
No,
game
arcade
involving
fire.
fire.
Your
Okay.
best arcade fire game.
Okay.
So best arcade fighter game.
Street Fighter. No question.
Marvel vs. Capcom.
Oh, get out of here. It's not even fun.
Yeah. What are you talking about? It's so much fun.
It's so hard to play.
No, it's not.
It's so hard to play.
The more recent ones, yes, are difficult.
Yeah. My God.
But the earlier ones, when they started mixing like the Marvel characters and the Street Fighter characters,
no, they were fun, but then it turned into like
they
this
all controlled the same.
ADD, like have a seizure theater, you know, or it's like, oh, brah, 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 brah. And then you're
Listen, old
foaming at
man,
the
have
mouth.
you played a fighting game in recent memory?
Yes.
Marvel vs. Capcom was like the pinnacle for me. Marvel vs. Capcom, the first one, I think is my favorite.
Okay.
But I loved all of those. Like, I remember they had the little student lounge in my dorm room in college. In my dorm in college had
Right.
I think it was just called Marvel Superheroes. It was just Marvel Superheroes fighting
I
against
remember that one.
Thanos, and
Yeah,
there was
yeah.
the Infinity Gems.
I remember that one.
Shuma Gorath was a character that you
Yeah,
could play. This giant eyeball squid guy. It was great.
I forgot about Shumagora.
My favorite holiday dish. So every Christmas Eve, I don't know how this got to be a tradition, but my mom makes homemade stromboli and something we call strawberry pretzel salad. Which is a very Midwestern, like Lutheran thing. It's a salad, not a dessert, even though it is like pretzels, whipped cream, and frozen strawberries.
Oh, boy.
Like a layered thing.
That's more like a casserole.
What?
I don't know. Something about she was drinking that at Night Owl the other night. That I don't think she can hear us.
But yeah, so that's like my favorite feel good like holiday.
It sounds like this weird salad that my cousin makes with like spaghetti and corn. And I'm like, what are you doing?
No.
It looks like something that the mom from Better Off Dead made.
Sure. I mean, but it's like sweet and savory.
Sure. I mean,
Strawberries and pretzels. It's good.
Okay, sure.
Do you have one?
Every Christmas Eve, we would eat chili and oyster stew at my grandparents' house. And the oyster stew was always terrible because Grandpa didn't know how to make it. It was like this Great Depression hobo oyster stew, which was like milk, butter, oysters. There you go. Like, eugh, good God.
Yikes.
But the chili was always like a New Year's Eve thing, or pardon me, Christmas Eve thing. So it was always one of my favorite dishes. So there you go.
All right.
Let's get back on track here. God damn it, Marcus. Thank you for calling THN Cover to Cover. Caller, who dis?
It's Brian Domingos.
Brian Domingos.
All right.
How are you, sir? Brian, can you hear us?
I can hear you. What's going on?
Okay, there we go. I was worried. We thought you died for a minute. Let's talk about your best of 2018.
All right, I'm going to say writer Rob Williams for Suicide Squad and God, I don't know, Trinity and Action Comics and Unfollowed, and he writes everything he writes is good.
Okay.
I like Rob Williams.
I like Rob Williams. I don't particularly love his Suicide Squad, but to all those their own, you know.
I know, but you don't like Harley, so that's a problem you have.
Matt
don't
has
like
a
Harley.
strong anti-Suicide Squad
I
bias
don't
right now.
like this version of the Suicide Squad. You know, I have a version of Suicide Squad in my head. This is not it. That's my problem with it.
You want like
I want the bronze tiger and shit, you know?
you want to shade the changing man and yeah.
I've been keeping up with those. I'm keeping up with those trades, and they're good, but some of it's like, that was like a 6-issue arc that went nowhere. So there are some. I think it's better in memory than it is in the actual pages.
Sure,
but
sure.
I mean, it's a good book, but I'm like, that volume wasn't so great.
No,
Yeah.
they weren't all hits. They weren't all hits. What's your best artist? Let's hear it.
Okay. It's hard because there's so many people, but I just reread the trade last night. The Nick Fury book, the Echo on Nick Fury is he's better than everybody. I mean, that guy is just unbelievable.
Out of his mind.
He drew Midnighter, right? Too.
Yeah.
Didn't he?
And
or
it
at
was
least the first few.
I think he drew the first couple. I don't think he drew all of it, but it was intense.
He did.
Oh my
he
God.
did. Yeah, he did. He did most of the 12 issues with he had an inker who works for them a lot. But he's unbelievable. It's
He
just
did
like
Midnighter and Apollo.
everything
too,
is.
didn't he?
The covers for that.
Okay, the covers for that. All right, yeah. No, he's amazing.
But
he's amazing. He's like J.H. Williams on crack.
Yeah, he
everything
does
is like,
a lot of the big spreads with the small inset
Like
panels.
there are no frames.
The things that are full of detail.
He just lets stuff just go and makes his own frames, and oh man, it's so cool.
Well, he does it. It also has that it reminds me of everything he does reminds me of J.G. Jones on Marvel Boy, where everything looked liquid. Like everything looks like it's
definitely
3D and you can touch it and it's like fluid and it's not like with J.H. Williams, it's laid out and it's harsh. It's firm and it's beautiful, but it's very specific. And this just looks like he created it out of his mind.
Yeah.
He's great. He's great. Everything is amazing.
Like it's pouring out of him.
I've always said J.H. Williams looks like he's building stained glass windows. Whereas someone like J.G. Jones is just dumps his heart onto the page and then smears it around with his hands. Oh my God.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Speaking of which, where the hell is J.G. Jones?
The last thing J.G. Jones drew that I am aware of was Strange Fruit by Mark Waid.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's laying low or what.
Yeah, you couldn't see my face. I was wincing when you said that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was the last time I saw him.
He's doing covers.
Oh, good.
He just did. He did a DC cover for. God, I don't know, something I just read. Maybe for Justice League now, the new Priest Justice League. I think he's doing covers for that, which is a great book.
How good
as
is
you guys
that?
know, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I loved it. I'm so glad.
It is really good.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Brian. I'm sorry. I don't need to get into my Justice League feelings right now.
You can get into it. Listen, it's your show. You talk about whatever you want. No, I don't have like a specific. I was thinking of like best book, and I don't know, maybe Hawkeye. Like I don't know. I read so much stuff that it's hard to say like, wow, like this really moved me. But Hawkeye probably surprised me the most. Although Secret Weapons is up there too. Secret Weapons, which, you know, I don't give a shit about Valiant or any of that stuff, and I just because I can't get into it. But
Secret
that
Weapons
book, I was like, you know,
awesome.
every issue was good, and it didn't. I mean, I know it's part of a larger story, but it didn't feel like it. You know, like it felt like its own original thing, and
that's what they do.
You know, and I think they're going to do another one.
Yeah,
I know, but it's
Zero
still,
issue comes out next week.
Yes.
Yeah, there's new stuff coming, so I think I'm going to stick with it. But and that Raoul Allen is like, you know,
crazy.
He's that kind of David Aja, Kano kind of guy of like really subtle, but you can't tell how good he is because it doesn't look complicated, but it's so much better than everybody else.
Oh yeah, definitely.
This is the one that's written by the Arrival guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Eric Heiser.
Heiser.
I just wanted to make that joke before you could. So.
Gotcha. I did it longer.
Yeah. Okay. Good job. You did it.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Congrats.
I did it a little better.
You get my golden Beppel for worst shittiest joke.
Yeah,
of 2017.
we've been took that one to the woodshed. We've been workshopping that one.
You took a week off last week to practice. I could tell it was good.
Yeah. We've really honed our craft.
Joe's timing's a little shitty. I apologize, but you know, I feel like I was right on.
It's organic.
Yeah.
It feels organic. Yeah.
Well, Brian, thank you for calling.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, I know you guys are busy.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
You too, guys.
Thanks for everything. Thanks for the support this year. And
you can always find Brian Domingos at the THN forums,
That's
where
right.
he was crowned king this year. He's our new king.
Yeah.
And
long may he reign.
Until somebody challenges him, he might be king for 2018 as well.
Yeah, it's a real.
Yeah, no one's challenging. Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody wants that job, to be quite frank.
Brian, thanks for your call, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
You too. Happy New Year. Brian Domingos, folks. That was a good call.
My little stand keeps
Acco,
popping
definitely up there for one of the best. Just his work on that Nick Fury alone. Man. And we've seen him do other stuff, too. The guy's very freaking talented.
I mean, you know, I don't know if Acco is an animal, vegetable, or mineral, but he's damn talented.
Or a collection of people, or an idea. I'm not really sure.
It's more like the thought of a person.
I don't know.
Mark Phillips says, whoa, oyster stew was a thing at my grandparents' house.
Yeah,
I always thought we were the only ones.
No, it's an Irish thing. It's an Irish thing. Oyster stew on Christmas Eve. I don't know why. Although, again, ours was not a stew. Ours was hot milk, butter, and oysters. And, of course, no salt whatsoever.
Well, you know.
So my grandfather grew up in a boxcar.
Salted butter? Is there salt in the butter?
I mean, sure, but not enough. Let's see. Oh, wait. Let's go back. There we go. Question of the week answer from James Kaplan.
No. There's two more voicemails.
Yeah, I know, but those are just like Christmas greetings. We'll get to them.
Okay.
Yeah. James Kaplan, he's a heady guy.
Hey guys, James Kaplan here with an answer for the question of the week. For best writer, this is going to seem like an obvious choice, but I got to go with Tom King. He wrote my two favorite single issues of the year, the Batman Elmer Fudd comic and the Batman Annual, and he's just capable of hitting these amazing high points on the Batman comic, and also really Mr. Miracle is an amazing, super well-written, really smart, interesting comic. So he's my choice for best writer. For best artist, tons of great artists, of course, every year. But I have to go with Mike and Laura Allred on Silver Surfer. Their art is just full of so much emotion and joy and sadness and imagination all on, you know, a single page or a single panel. They do so much, and that book is just sort of bursting with creative energy, and they're responsible, you know, for how great that book is, and I'm really going to miss it. For best overall ongoing series, I have to go with Paper Girls. It's Brian K. Vaughan, so you know that it's going to have engaging, fun characters, good dialogue, and an entertaining story, and it has all of that. Each issue unlocks sort of more of the weird time travel mystery, the characters are memorable, and the art from Cliff Chang is really great, really fun art, with terrific colors from Matt Wilson. So that's my choice for best ongoing series. I look forward to hearing what other people have to pick. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you,
James,
James.
Happy New
Thank
Year.
you for your call.
I really hate to take this into a real bummer direction, but I just read on Twitter that Matt Wilson's 2 dogs went missing while they were and he's online begging people to help.
Oh my God,
him
that's
look
terrible.
for his 2 beautiful dogs.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, so I believe he lives in the South. And go find.
Oh, so people living in the South.
I'm just saying,
should look for.
I think he lives
2
in
lost
I
dogs.
think he lives in North Carolina.
Thank you, Officer Patrick.
I'm saying, go to Matt Wilson's Twitter.
If you were below the Mason-Dixon line,
If you live in the, you know what I'm trying to say. Go to Matt Wilson's Twitter. He'll spell it all out. If you
he lives
can
in
help
the
him,
South.
help him. Nobody wants to lose their dogs, especially around the holidays.
No,
That
that's
sucks
awful.
big time.
That's awful. I hate to hear stuff like that.
But James, excellent picks.
In order, let's go in reverse order. Paper Girls. I'm woefully behind.
Here is my problem, and I blame you.
What?
I mean, it's the show. Okay, it's me.
Yeah,
but
it's you.
I have an impossible time keeping up on books that I want to read
I do too.
because I'm trying so hard to read a variety of things.
I do too.
That I don't make the time to stay up on things. So people are talking about, for 4 years, people have been gushing about Saga. I've read the first 20 some issues.
Right.
Paper Girls, I read the first 2, and I'm so far behind on
Yeah. I am
everything
Too.
good.
I am too.
But yeah, I did enjoy what I read of it, and I keep meaning to go back to it.
I'm 4 issues in, 6 issues into Paper Girls. It is wonderful. I need to catch up. Tom King. Tom King, I think, is an excellent choice. I think he's also controversial right now because of the whole Batman Catwoman thing. But
No,
I don't-
why is he controversial?
because a lot of people don't like it, including me.
No, you don't like it.
A lot of people called in.
You don't like it.
Didn't like it.
You
It was
don't
not just
like
me.
it.
Regardless.
There's this is you doing the Star Wars thing. You're making up controversy.
There's a lot of people that don't like it.
There is no controversy.
There were somebody call in and tell. There was plenty of people that called in and
The-
said,
but-
"I don't like
okay,
it either."
but that's
That
not
whole
the
bat
same
and
thing
cat
as there
thing,
being-
hate it.
Controversy. There is no controversy about Tom King.
He's a racist. I'm saying it right now. You heard it here first. No. But I think Tom King is a very talented writer, and
Yes.
he has done wonderful Bat stuff.
I think that not everybody loves everything he does on Batman, and that is a fair statement. But I think that he's done a lot to deserve.
I also think there's a story arc here, and when it's finished, we're all going to look back and go, "Okay, I see where they were."
You
where they
also
were going
didn't
there.
think that she was going to say yes, but she did. So
Well, I didn't think he would ask. Is my problem.
yeah.
Not that she wouldn't say yes.
Sorry, you want your Batman to be a cold, emotionless robot.
That is who Batman is.
No, that's who Batman is sometimes
No, that's
when
who he
portrayed
is.
by some creators.
Wrong. Regardless. And then his first one, who was the
Artist was Mike Allred.
Mike
Mike and
Allred.
Laura Allred.
their work on Silver Surfer is so wonderful. And it's just Mike Allred is one of those guys that doesn't seem to age. His ability has not faltered at all. He's better than he even was when I fell in love with him. And that book was underappreciated, completely overlooked, and just wonderful. Everybody should go back and read that Silver Surfer book. They gave the Silver Surfer a soul. It was so good.
I have another scapegoat in my Joe is perpetually behind saga.
Or a scapegoat, as my wife likes to call it.
And a scapegoat.
Yeah.
Too many freaking reboots. I don't remember now where I left off. I don't know which
Yeah.
volume I need to go back to. I was just thinking about getting caught up on the Mighty Thor,
Right.
and I don't remember where I left off.
Yeah. I mean, and not to mention the fact that there was if you are going to go back and read some stuff, there's been some spin-off books like the Unworthy Thor that took place during this part of the Mighty Thor, and we used to make fun of manga for this. Remember when we back in the days when we were going through these comics and we'd be like, Volume 6, Number 1A, Part B, or whatever.
Sure, right.
What?
Yeah. Oh, the comics.
Yeah.
The comic
Specifically the
book-sized
comics.
manga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then
Right.
they just come out in the books and be like 1, 2, 3,
Right,
whatever. But
right.
Jesus Christ, what saga is this in the middle of
Yeah.
the something debacle?
Yeah. It was a mess. But yeah, I mean, really, I just need to do the work. But
Yeah.
I think that Silver Surfer book is great, and
Right.
I just need to finish it. I mean, Mighty Thor is great. He wasn't talking about that, but I
Wonderful.
mentioned it.
Wonderful.
I picked it back up with 700. I'm just going for it. So
Okay. You don't. Yeah, you absolutely can, and you should. All right, we got a call coming in here. Thank you for calling THN cover to cover. Caller, who dis?
This is Nate.
Nate, what's happening, brother?
Not much. I haven't called in forever.
I know.
You don't see any dogs south of Maple Street, Nate?
I'm looking at my window right now. I got nothing. I'm
That's
just
good.
live on the scene.
All we know is they're in the South. Regardless, let's talk some best of 2018. Best of. What do you think?
I didn't read much this year that was new. I was meant to go to the library and pick up old stuff.
Fair enough. Well, we can also talk TV, movies, anything you want. Best of.
What I've called in, one, thumbs up, thumbs down on Star Wars.
Thumbs up.
Way up.
Big time. Way up. I'm not buying the bullshit.
Okay. Other thing.
I don't know if Nate was
Disney?
agreeing with you or not.
I'm better than the prequels. That's my rating on the new Star Wars.
Okay.
Not better than the last couple, but I think the last couple, Rogue One and Force Awakens, probably a couple of the best Star Wars movies ever. Up there with Empire, but my own personal opinion.
Okay.
Second of all, Disney picking up 20th Century Fox.
Yes.
Here's my hope. End battle. Avengers getting their butts kicked by Thanos. Looking grim. All of a sudden, shink. Thanos gets 3 claws through the arm. Oh, what's that? Oh, it was Wolverine, and he was just thrown by Colossus. That's how they introduced the X-Men into the universe.
With the fastball special.
With the fastball special.
That would certainly be one way to do it. Why the X-Men are there, I don't know, but I wouldn't care. I'd be like, oh, cool. It's just like in wrestling where, like, what is that? Why is that guy mad and coming in? I mean, like, I love that guy. I'm glad he's here. But, like, what does he have to do with this? You know?
Doesn't need to make sense, Matt.
So Wolverine cuts Thanos in half. The end. And the Avengers live happily ever after, and then Cap and Tony die because their hearts are broken or something, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Cap and Tony die of a broken heart.
They just can't go on.
Just like Amidala. It's awful.
There's not.
Yeah.
There's not enough. There's not enough room for Cap on the wooden door, and he drowns.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, he pushes Tony away.
Yeah. He's like, "Can you just scooch over a little?" And Tony's like, "No."
Tony is discovered by the Jedi ghost of Bill Paxton.
My heart will go on.
Bill Pullman. Bill Paxton.
They just
Bill
read
Paxton.
off.
We'll just
R.I.P.
put
Read
Pullman
off
in
the
there too.
contract. They're like,
the Jedi ghosts of
we
Bill
can't keep them
Pullman
anymore.
and Bill Paxton show up and save Tony.
For the record, Matt Wilson's dogs went missing in Dillard, Georgia,
Okay.
near the North Carolina border, Macon County.
All right. So I was going to say.
I've
right, I'm not gonna
retweeted
get
it
there.
from the THN account.
Got it. All right. There we go.
Thank you.
Nate, thank you for your call, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Always
You
good to
too,
hear
bud.
from you. Little fan fiction from Nate Aguilar there. You can call us at 402-819-4894. We are talking best of 2018. Doesn't have to be comics. Can be any nerd-related stuff. TV would be a good one to speak of. I saw, before I get to that, Vice. I want to talk about Vice for a second here. Vice has recently come under fire for being sexist and disgusting in the workplace, but they put out...
Vice, the
Vice.
corporation,
Yep.
the company has come out,
Yes.
or individuals within Vice?
No, Vice, period. They're just saying, like, the workplace all around. It's like,
Like it's...
apparently it's a well-tattooed vegan boys club. I don't know. But they put out a best of comics for 2018, and it was introduced by, it was really hard for me to find any good comics this year.
I saw that.
Fuck
I
you.
saw that. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Who do they get to write this? That's like when they send, like, the guy that loves musicals to review a horror movie, and they open their review with, I don't particularly like horror movies, and here was my problem with this one. Fuck off. Like, come on. All right, we got a call coming in. Thank you for calling THN cover to cover. Caller, who dis?
Hey, nerds. This is Kyle calling from San Diego.
Kyle, how are you? Is it warm there?
It is. It was 80 degrees yesterday.
Okay, you son of a bitch. Our high is 2. What do you think of that? The high today in Nebraska? 2. Doesn't that sound ridiculous? Whenever
that
it's
is
like
pretty
a
ridiculous.
1-syllable temperature, it's 4 outside. It just sounds dumb, you know?
The forecast for tomorrow has a wind chill advisory of -34.
Yeah. And they put up a skull and
Nice.
crossbones.
Yeah, they're just
with
telling
the
people
wind. Like
not to exist.
the air
tomorrow.
could kill you, just like in that Day After Tomorrow movie where
Oh yeah.
who was it?
Instant freeze. John Cusack is in The Day After Tomorrow.
Oh no, but I'm not thinking of no. John Cusack was in 2012. Day After Tomorrow was the one with what's his head? Gyllenhaal. It was Jake Gyllenhaal running from the cold.
Oh, you're right.
Running from
You're
the
right.
cold air.
2012. I'm thinking of 2012.
Yeah. Also
I'm going out
stupid.
in shorts and a t-shirt today, so
Oh please!
Shut up, Kyle.
Well,
you guys can always move down here.
anytime you want to come visit us in shorts and a t-shirt, we'll drive you to the emergency room. You know, it's totally cool. Let's talk about your best of for 2018, Kyle.
All right, best of. So I've got a couple that I wanted to talk about.
Hit us.
I think my best writer for the year is going to be Jeff Lemire.
That's a good choice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a good choice.
I mean, he puts out so much stuff, Black Hammer, and he just puts out so much content.
Yeah, between DC,
and also
Dark
his novel
Horse,
Roughneck was awesome.
Valiant. Yeah, and he wrote it, and he put out a novel this year too.
Yep.
That dude cannot be stopped.
Yep.
He's going after Cullen Bunn
Yep.
for busiest man in comics, I think.
I don't know. Cullen Bunn writes like 15
And all
titles.
Yeah.
the stuff that he puts out is quality.
Cullen Bunn writes stuff I've never even heard of. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's
"That
true.
Really? Where was that? You
Yeah.
know?
That's a good, solid pick.
Yeah.
Solid pick, Kyle.
Moving along.
What else you got?
Best series. I've got the Flintstones.
Great answer.
That's a great choice.
Yep. So good.
I hadn't thought of that, but that's a great choice.
Yeah.
I would say most
I
shocking.
mean, it's
definitely.
just so different. Yeah. So different, and
completely
I think we're
unexpected.
going to see a lot more series like that.
I hope so.
I really hope that's true.
Yeah. The Snagglepuss stuff that's coming looks,
Oh yeah, next week.
man.
I really hope. I didn't think that this Hanna-Barbera line was going to be any good at all, because the first thing we saw from it was fucking Wacky Raceland,
And then Scooby-Doo.
and that book was awful.
To be fair, there's been 6 entries in this line, 2 of which are any good.
But yeah,
Snagglepuss and the
Future
Flintstones.
Quest,
Well, I guess
Future
Future
Quest-
Quest is excellent.
the Flintstones, these are books that definitely should not have been any good,
Yeah.
and they are amazing.
The really, really good stuff. Yeah.
And I hope that they continue it. I want to see, give me a Blue Falcon and Dynamite kind of thing.
oh, yeah.
There are so many characters.
Well, they
that
popped up in
that they
Future
could
Quest.
do.
They're there.
Did they? Blue Falcon and Dynamite? did?
Absolutely. Yeah, they're awesome.
Well, that was Birdman. Birdman popped
No,
up. in
Blue
Future
Falcon and
Quest.
Dynamite popped up too. Birdman's like their Superman type character.
I'll take your word for it.
All right.
I don't think you're right.
And that also goes into my best one-shot.
Best
so my
one-shot.
best one-shot's the Elmer Fudd Batman, which
Yes.
I wish they would continue.
Yeah, that was so good.
Again, had no reason to be good at all.
DC is killing it with these
Yeah.
subversive, weird tie-in books
Yeah.
or adaptations.
And who was that geared towards? When they said, let's do a Batman Elmer Fudd crossover, who was that geared towards? The
And-
only reason it sold is because people reviewed it and went, holy shit, this is amazing.
Well, and the thing is that they have done Looney Tunes crossover books before, but they treated them like you would expect.
Right.
They're like a cartoon.
it was
right?
wackadoo. It was stupid.
Right. It's
Yeah.
all ages, fun. No, let's do a Batman Elmer Fudd one shot, and it's going to be gritty
Yeah.
noir
It's like,
detective story.
What if Elmer Fudd was a
Murder
actual
mystery.
character in,
Yeah,
Gotham?
so wonderful. Another great pick, Kyle.
Yep. My last one that I wanted to talk about is just my best graphic novel for the year.
Okay.
It was published by First Second. It's called Spill Zone by Scott Westerfield. I don't know if you've read of it, or heard of it, or read it.
I heard about
but
it.
it is really excellent. I picked it up on a whim. I stopped by one of our local comic stores that was going out of business, and they had a huge sale, and I picked it up on a whim, and it is really, really, really excellent. It's about this area that had some kind of contamination. We're still trying to figure out what happened, and they've got all kinds of weird, nasty creatures. There's areas in the book where everything just turned completely flat, completely two-dimensional, on the ground. And it's about this teenager who goes in there and takes pictures of this spill zone. She has to break into this area, take pictures of all these crazy things. She sells her pictures, but so many cool things happen, and it just really takes you through a loop. It's really excellent. I would encourage you to
With
pick it up
Scott
and take a look at it.
Westerfeld and Alex Puvaland.
Yes.
Yeah. Spill
Yes.
Zone. I do remember hearing about that, and I was like, ooh, I need to read that. And then I got caught up reading, like, I don't know.
Everything else.
Yeah. Too many, like, bad girl crossovers for this show.
Yeah.
And First Second put it out?
Yes.
Oh, I bet we can.
First Second put it out. It came out in May.
Oh, I bet I can get them to send us one.
Yeah, we should. We should read that. It looks awesome.
I'm loving everything from First Second.
They're great.
They're really great.
First
they put
Second
out
is
great
fantastic.
books. Yeah.
Very
And
high quality stuff.
Really good people work there. It's a good company, good publisher.
Yeah, definitely. Kyle, thanks for your call, man. Get out there and enjoy the weather. And think about us
have a happy New Year,
as our
nerds.
skin turns
Look
paler
forward to 2018
and
with you guys.
chafes and cracks in the cold wind. Just think of us.
Happy New Year to you too, Kyle. Thanks for everything.
Okay.
All right, talk to you later. 402-819-4894. Give us a call. Let's talk about your best of.
The nerdlingers in the chat are talking about Blade Runner 2049, which I did not see.
I did. I saw the hell out of it. And again, there was like a bunch of people who were like, oh, I thought it sucked. And I thought they were totally wrong. I loved it. I loved the film. It was gorgeous. And I would say, yeah, my Beppo for best sci-fi film of 2018, Blade Runner 2049. Whoa, that's crazy. Too many dates.
I don't even.
2017,
I
sorry.
couldn't even comprehend what you were talking about.
It was wonderful. The soundtrack alone, it was so loud that like it shook your guts while you watched it, and I loved it. I wish every movie was like that. Ugh.
I didn't get to it in the theater. I'll see it when it comes out.
Blade Runner was excellent.
But I did watch Blade Runner, the first one, for the very first time.
Yeah, I need that back from you, okay? Yeah, it's mine. Don't give me this.
I don't think I have your copy anymore.
Oh, really? Did you throw it away for me or what?
No, I think I gave that back a long time ago.
I don't
Yeah, I
think
did.
so.
I do still have your copy of Hellraiser and The Thing.
You probably still haven't watched The Thing. Too scary.
No, I haven't. You're right, but not because of scariness.
Coward.
I'm interested. I don't sit down in my office and watch movies by myself that often.
Oh, please. You sit down and drink by yourself in there. Watch a movie while you do it. Come on.
But I play video games while I do that.
Regardless, as I was saying, call us. Let's talk about your best of for 2018. While we're waiting, Joe.
It's best of for 2017.
2017. I keep saying 2018.
Yeah.
I already got it on the brain.
Yeah.
I do that thing where it's like the opposite of what everyone else does, where they still write checks in the year before. For like
You start
3 months.
writing checks for future dates.
Yes, I start writing future dates. So I'm like, I want to be right there. I'm an early adopter. So while we're waiting for somebody to call, why don't we start talking about our business? Our best ofs.
Okay, yeah, sure.
You want to go first?
Yeah, that's fine.
Go ahead.
So my best writer.
Let's not get into that yet. Let's do some of the tertiary stuff. Like, let's.
I didn't do any of the tertiary stuff, man.
No, but we can pull stuff out of our heads. Come on. Like, let's talk about best comic book TV show of 2018.
Oh, it's The Flash.
You think it's The Flash?
Yeah, I definitely do.
I think The Flash has been good this season. My only problem with it is too many tie-ins with Green Arrow that I just don't fucking care about.
No, I love them. No, the crossovers are great. The crossovers are amazing.
And the Legends of the DCU is
it's also great.
It's so bad.
It
is so bad.
No, it's not.
It is terrible.
It's not.
The dialogue between Freeze and
he's not. No.
Cold, pardon me,
Captain
Cold and what's the other? The fire guy. They are the worst.
He hasn't even been on the show. I mean, okay, spoilers. He was on the show at the end, but he had been gone for 2 seasons.
I know, but they're just awful. God.
You are wrong. And so I think that the DC 4-piece superhero quartet, Supergirl, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, and Arrow.
Okay.
It's like the best comic book thing on TV. Oh, well, okay.
The idea is...
Let me pause and take a step back and say how great Legion was.
Yeah.
I almost forgot about Legion.
That is my pick. Legion was incredible. It was just amazing to watch. It was wholly original.
Legion,
loved it. My only
Legion
complaint...
was short.
It was short. My only complaint was I realized it's supposed to be X adjacent, but it barely felt like that even. And now I will say if this Disney Fox merger goes through, then there's a good chance that they could definitely hammer it more into a new X universe or the existing X universe or whatever they're going to do with the X-Men movies. I don't know.
I don't need them to hammer the Legion.
I don't
into
necessarily
anything.
think they will. I think they're gently going to let these next two, like New Mutants and the next X-Men film, come out and just see what they do and go, okay, great. And then quite possibly we might get an end trailer in one of the movies that sees them leaving reality and becoming new actors or something. I don't know.
I just think they'll do a hard reboot if they do.
Yeah, I do too. But unfortunately, that show will probably be part of that hard reboot and gone.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, there's a second season's coming.
Yeah.
Hopefully it still happens.
That second season will probably be over before this merger is done, honestly.
Yeah. Legion was truly wonderful, a unique, engrossing TV experience.
It really was. Punisher was way up there for me, too.
But Legion, I have to say, was barely, like you said, barely comic book related.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I liked it any less.
No, it doesn't mean it wasn't good.
It means when I think...
Sorry about that, folks.
What just happened?
My brother tried to call, and for some reason it overrides my do not disturb. I don't know why. He seems to have a secret power. Or he's calling 4 fucking times in a row, and it's like, this is an emergency. And it's not going to be. It's fantasy football related, I'm sure.
Hey, welcome aboard, Terry.
Hey, Terry. How we doing?
Terry says, Legion was insanely good, too good. I don't know how they'll follow it up. And I kind of agree.
Yeah, and
it ended on such a bizarre cliffhanger.
yeah.
I was like, what? What happened?
The Tick was way up there for me, too.
I love The Tick.
Way up on my list.
Yep.
And
There's a lot of great comic book content on television.
there's a
Almost too
ton.
much.
Yeah, there is almost too much. And it shows in the fact with, like, we have shows like Preacher and, that are not bad shows.
People love that show, but it
they're
is
also
very
not
divisive.
Great
It's divisive.
shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I have to give the edge, as much as I loved Legion, I have to give the edge to the DC shows because I'm a DC guy, and they're so sincere. Like, they wear their heart on their sleeve. They embrace the source material.
Yes.
You call it bad, but I say that, like, they are embracing the inherent cheesiness of the material.
I don't have the problem with that so much as, like, the dialogue that irks me so much on Legends of the DCU is not on the Flash. It's not there. They have better dialogue
Okay,
and better
but
characters.
you don't watch that show anymore.
Every time I turn it on, I'm just like, I can watch 5 minutes of it before
No,
it's like,
like,
oh God,
Captain Cold, the guy Wentworth Miller, the guy that plays Captain Cold, he chews every bit of scenery that he stands in front of, and it's so great.
Oh my God,
it's so good.
It's ridiculous.
If I had to pick a favorite of the 4, I knee jerk and said Flash, but I think I gotta give it to Supergirl because they're doing such a good job.
I need to catch up on Supergirl.
They're doing such a good job on that show.
Now the showrunner on Supergirl just got removed from Hollywood.
The showrunner
He got
of
Me Too'd.
Arrow
Yeah.
and Flash, Andrew Kreisberg.
He got Me Too'd, which sounds like
Yeah.
he deserves it.
Yeah, he deserves it. Yes,
He's a piece of shit.
but not the guy that runs the company, not Greg Berlanti.
Right.
It was so the
But what
shows
happens?
persist.
What happens to the shows? I mean, now
There's
the Chrysler's
lots
gone,
of
does
very
their tone
talented.
change?
No. There's lots of very talented people that'll step into that role.
Okay, I was just thinking this is a chance to fix Green Arrow. We could Me Too Green Arrow.
No,
get him out.
Arrow is great. I've done a complete 180 on Arrow. It is sometimes takes itself a little too seriously,
Oh,
but
God.
Arrow was the show that started it all. Arrow was the show that was like, you know what?
Doesn't mean it's good.
Arrow is also the show that will admit that it's done something wrong and immediately fix it.
Yes.
Like, they started off by being in Starling City instead of Star City. 2 seasons in, they were like, "Yep, you're right. That's bullshit. It's Star City now."
Yeah.
He started calling himself Green Arrow instead of the Hood.
Right.
He wears a mask instead of face paint. Like, they course correct constantly.
I get it.
Wild Dog is on the show, Matt.
I know, and
Wild Dog.
I understand, and I love Wild Dog, but
Mr. Terrific and his terrific balls.
that's not my Mr. Terrific.
It's not how I would choose to portray
No.
Mr. Terrific, but
No, it's
He is-
terrible.
visually though, like, he's got the black mask and the weird
Fine,
jacket that says
whatever.
fair play on it.
That's my problem. It's like they're almost there. They're almost there, and then they do all this dumb, dark shit to try. Ugh. I hate it. I hate it.
No.
I hate Arrow.
It's-
I don't like that actor. I don't.
Oh, no.
I don't like his voice.
He's
I don't like that he
good.
swings like Tarzan through the city.
How do
using
you
his
think
arrows.
Green Arrow gets around?
He jumps or runs or gets in the aeroplane. I don't care, but he doesn't swing around like Tarzan, okay? Or Spider-Man. Right now,
He doesn't do that. He, like, grapples and then goes from rooftop to rooftop.
stupid.
Haters gonna hate.
So you're saying Supergirl?
Oh yeah, they're doing the Legion of Superheroes this season.
I know.
So I'm going to spoil something that happened early on in this season. There was, or was it the season finale of last season? Something happened. Oh no, yes. Mon-El has been on the show.
Gotcha.
Mon-El is a Legion of Superheroes character. I'm very particular about the Legion of Superheroes, and so when he showed up on the show and his actual name was Mon-El is just his code name. I was annoyed. I was like, why is his name Mon-El? That's not his name.
Right.
Whatever. I got over it. Something happened where his parents show up. The rulers of the planet Daxam, which was a rival of Krypton's.
Right. The Daxamites.
The Daxamites.
They're
and
jerks.
they're all essentially like a planet of Supermans.
Right.
On the
But
show, they're a
jerky
lot.
Superman.
Right. On the show, they're a lot weaker, whatever. But they show up on Earth, try to take over the Earth. And they're like, what's up? You're coming home with us. Say goodbye to your girlfriend. We're out of here. And Daxamites are vulnerable to lead. It's like their kryptonite.
So is everybody.
Yeah, but like it's like poison to them. Like they can't
Poison us too.
but I don't mean like you accidentally
Right.
like you accidentally swallowed a pencil lead and
Like they can't hold a pencil.
right, they can't like
Whereas we would have to
Right.
stab it into our arms to.
yes, exactly.
Okay. Multiple times for years.
They invented this device that filled the Earth's atmosphere with like minute particles of lead that would harmless to Earthlings, absolute poison to Daxamites. So they poisoned the air of the Earth, and all the Daxamites, including Mon-El, had to split. And I was like, and Superman shows up to help them fight, and I was
Right.
like, you know what? If they had just had a moment where Superman looks to Mon-El and he goes, you know what? You look like somebody I used to know when I was a kid. Because Superboy was in the Legion of Superheroes.
Yeah.
I would have lost my mind.
But have they established that? Okay.
No, they didn't know.
No.
Superman has barely been on the show. But if they had just like hinted at it for the people that would have known, I
Right.
would have been tickled. That very episode, Mon-El is leaving Earth in his pod and he gets sucked into the future. And I was like, oh my God, they're doing it. It's happening. Yeah, I think when the show comes back, Brainiac 5 is going to be on it. Saturn Girl has already
Yeah,
showed
I saw
up.
pictures of that. I saw a picture of that Brainiac 5.
I'm very excited about it. Supergirl, it's a great show. It's
Yeah.
a really good show.
It is a good show. I need to catch up on it. I do like Supergirl.
Yeah. Sorry for all those spoilers, but I love it so much.
402-819-4894. Call us. Let's talk about your best of 2018. Again, doesn't have to be comics. Can be movies. Can be video games, action figures, whatever you want to talk about. Let's get into it. Right?
They still make action figures, huh?
I think so.
Do they make them for kids, or are they all for like stunted grown-ups?
A little bit of both.
All right.
Right?
Cool.
You know, both sides.
Like you can buy your like $100 action
I feel like
figure
there
if you're a
wasn't like the
stunted grown-up.
rush, or at least I wasn't aware of it this time. But whenever we get a Star Wars movie, there's a rush on Star Wars figures and this big thing about all the new Star Wars figures. Did that happen this time and I just missed it?
I don't know. We're kind of disconnected from that
Yeah, I guess.
world. So
I just didn't. I don't know. I felt like I would. I used to read about it all the time. So like people lined up for the new Star Wars figures and whatever.
you know, maybe when Force Awakens came out, but now we're getting Star Wars every year.
Yeah.
So maybe the urgency has died
The
down.
dream is over.
I do worry a little about their insistence about cranking out a movie every 6 months. Like, why is Han Solo coming out in May and not December?
Yeah, I
if
don't
you
know.
got to give us one a year, fine. But
Do it every Christmas.
they don't have to be
yeah.
on top of each other.
No. They don't have to be on top of each other. But it worked for Rogue One and it worked for this one, so why not?
Rogue One came out at Christmas.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, that does seem odd. And how come we haven't seen anything yet?
I know.
Ew.
Somebody call us. Okay, so do you have a? I gave a tertiary thing. What do you got?
I told you mine was Legion.
Oh, okay. Then
Mike,
what's our
what are you
next
doing?
topic?
So let's do comic book movie. Best comic book movie of 2018. I don't think it's even a question. I don't think it's even difficult. It's not even remotely difficult. It's Thor Ragnarok. It is far and away Thor Ragnarok.
Or is it Spider-Man: Homecoming?
No way. Thor Ragnarok. Far and away. I liked Spider-Man Homecoming. It was fun. It was about time we got a good Spider-Man movie. Thor Ragnarok was one of the best Marvel movies I've ever seen. It was wonderful. Just wonderful.
I love them both. You're right. You're not wrong. I love them both.
Yeah.
I really love that Thor movie. But I knew that I was going to enjoy Thor,
Sure.
and I knew what to expect from a Thor movie.
Sure.
Sorry, I have to.
Never touch me again.
But I was overjoyed at the treatment of Spider-Man. Like, after so long
Well, sure.
of getting, like, these cheesy-ass
Sure.
versions of Spider-Man on screen,
I just think
getting everything wrong. They got everything right.
No, they definitely, and it was great. I really enjoyed it. I just think Thor Ragnarok was a better film. I think Taika Waititi's take on cosmic space, Marvel U, fit in very well with the Guardians' take on it. Like, space is an inherently wacky place where all manner of weird shit that you can possibly imagine is going on.
The guys in the chat, we also got Logan and Wonder Woman this year.
Logan was great.
It's a tough pick.
I loved Wonder Woman.
I
loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Thor, I think, was my favorite.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know?
It's totally fair.
Yeah. And like just like what you said about Spider-Man, Wonder Woman, it was the first good thing we have gotten from this DC movie film universe.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that cheapens it at all, but I'm saying it is easy to look at it and go, holy shit, they finally did it. You know? Because the bar was set very low.
Sure, right.
That is not to say it wasn't wonderful.
No.
It was a great
But
film.
you're right. Like, the criteria were different.
Right. And my
right?
only
It's being
problem-
judged by a different set of rules.
The only problem I have with the Wonder Woman movie is it is set in the DC movie universe.
What a shame.
That I don't give a shit about.
What a shame.
Yeah, I just don't care. And honestly, Justice League coming out this year, I think took the wind right out of Wonder Woman's sails.
Justice League was better than I was expecting.
That doesn't mean it was good.
It was fun.
It was not good.
It was fun.
It was not good. There's no question. It was not a good movie.
No, I mean, it had hella problems.
Yeah.
But
it was not a good movie.
It was an enjoyable watch. I don't know what else to tell you.
I felt bad for everybody that poured their heart into that Wonder Woman film, knowing that this was coming next. Like, really.
I think the reason that I'm going to give mine to Spidey instead of Thor is because Spider-Man Homecoming made me excited about what's going to come next.
Sure.
With Thor, I already know what's coming next.
Right.
We're probably never going to get another Thor solo movie. After I think they're going to close the book on a lot of these characters.
Yeah, I don't know.
In favor of new ones. And Thor has always been like the least of all of the Marvel franchise movies.
Well, not anymore. This one made a shitload of money.
No, I'm saying it did, yes, but you know,
I think Thor is the highest grossing superhero film of the year. I think it was.
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
No.
Let me look. Finish your thought. I'll look.
Thank you, Justin. That's a very clever joke that only works in this context.
What did he say?
He said, actually, Thor had hella problems.
No, it did not.
HELA, hella problems.
He was being a total hater on this crap.
Matt.
Hella problems.
Hella. Come on.
I know. I'm just not playing into his garbage.
Hello, my wife, Michelle Patrick, everybody.
Wonder Woman was the highest. Wonder Woman was the highest grossing.
Yeah.
Of the year, yes. Well, I don't know. This is lifetime gross, so I'm not. No, that would still work because it's
It says the same year, dude.
Yeah.
Tony is making fun of you for constantly saying 2018. He says his favorite for 2018 is Black Panther.
Fair enough. That's my favorite for 2018.
It is
as well.
my most anticipated superhero movie for 2018 for
Yes.
sure. More than Avengers, which is weird.
Thor did beat the pants off of Justice League, though. So Wonder Woman, then Thor. There's your one and two.
Great. I'm very pleased about that.
Yeah. Logan beat Justice League, too. Logan. Let's talk about Logan for a second. Logan was another case where I was very pleasantly surprised.
Yep.
It was wonderful.
I think Logan is a fine movie.
I got misty watching the film.
I did not.
But it also tied up an X world that I don't particularly give a shit about. You know?
Here's my issue with Logan. I don't think Logan, for me at least, it did not hold up as well for repeated viewings. Like,
I didn't have that problem.
I loved it when I saw it, but when I watched it the second time, I fell asleep. And it's an exciting movie, but it also has a lot of like weird.
Well, sure.
issues.
Yeah, I mean, it was set in the future, so there were no rules, and they kind of do whatever they want with
It's
it.
set in the future, but they're also saying that they're going to set up X-23 now as a no, that might be happening.
Yeah, I doubt it.
But it's like, they can't make sense of their own timeline for the X-Men.
Well, yeah, that's the fault of the studio. Because, like, we remember how excited we were after Days of Future Past. Like, no, they can just start over and do everything. Right. And then they didn't. You're like, oh, come on.
Yeah, we got one shitty follow-up movie. X-Men Apocalypse is a bad movie.
It's not good. Yeah, it wasn't good. There were moments that were fun. It was not a good movie.
A complete waste of Oscar Isaac.
Yeah,
Holy smokes. Yeah, I don't know. Logan is a movie that I really liked when I saw it the first time.
I've seen it twice, and I thought it held up. I didn't have a problem with it.
I'm not in the camp that's like, yes, finally, now we can have gritty comic book movies.
Sure.
I don't care about having gritty comic book movies. I think Deadpool is a great movie, and I have tons of fun when I watch it. But if Deadpool had been rated PG-13, I would not have cared.
It wouldn't have worked as well.
Because Deadpool is a comic book character. He does not talk like that in the comic books.
I know, but it wouldn't have worked as well for the violence and like what they were trying to do.
Don't give me that shit. Wolverine decapitates people left and right in those movies, and they've all been PG-13 up to this
but they
point.
don't show anything. There's no blood. That was the thing about Logan. We got to see it. We got to see it. We got to see the claws hitting the guts. I
think if you look back at those movies... No, you don't.
With Wolverine,
for one thing.
I do. He's a man with knives that come out of his hands. Like, I don't want to go see the Texas Chainsaw Massacre where no one gets killed with a chainsaw. That's bullshit. Come on.
No. I think if you look back at those movies, maybe they're not as bloody as you desire.
Right.
But Wolverine inflicts plenty of damage in those movies.
Sure.
They could have had Deadpool shooting guys in the face.
I agree.
In a PG-13 movie.
I agree. But I'm saying they took a chance and gave us a wonderful rated R movie. And proved we can sell superhero movies to adults only. And that's a good thing.
But I also don't need it.
No, what I'm saying is we don't always need it.
Right. I don't need Hollywood to learn that lesson.
Right. I don't want a rated R Superman movie.
I don't
want a rated R Spider-Man movie.
I don't want more movies about boats.
Yeah.
Because Titanic is a success.
Right. I don't want a rated R Captain America movie.
No.
Time and a place. There are characters. I want a rated R, like a Constantine movie. Absolutely.
Yeah, if you're going to do...
Or a rated R Ghost Rider movie. Awesome.
Sure.
Like, get really scary and really gross and go straight supernatural horror. Like, let's do it,
My point is that, like you said, time and place. It works for certain things.
Yes.
Where an R rating is not necessary, in my opinion, is the X-Men universe. I don't care how good Logan was. I don't care how many people he stabbed with his hand knives. Logan is also not that gory. I've seen PG-13 movies.
I even said I would have liked it if it were bloodier. Like, had they just gone full out, like Japanese horror fetish blood. It's like blood everywhere.
No, why?
I'm drowning in a sea of blood. I wonder how much blood is in the sea. Blood Ocean. That was a little...
Yeah. Oh, thank God.
Oh, good. Thank you for calling THN Cover to Cover. Caller, who dis?
JD, got to catch them all.
JD, you are woefully late today, sir. Normally you are number one right there. God.
His engines are running a little slow. It's very cold outside.
Call ahead, okay? We were worried sick, all right? That's all I'm saying.
It's cold. I was freezing.
Fair enough. Let's talk about your best of 2018. What do you got?
What year is it?
2017. Let's talk about your best of 2017. What do you got? Can't stop doing it.
That's 2017. I'm going to have to just, resort back to, form for myself here. And I got to go with Warren Ellis. I think Warren Ellis had a killer year this year between
He did.
Injection and The Wildstorm.
Yes.
I mean, those were the books that made me happy every time they came out.
Absolutely. And it's Warren Ellis doing what you and I love about Warren Ellis. Warren Ellis does a lot of stuff, and it's all good. It's not all great, but it's all good. This is Warren Ellis doing what I love the most. His creepy, sci-fi, superhero-inspired stuff. So wonderful.
Yeah. His pulp meets futurism.
Yes.
That is just... Yeah, it's excellent.
And that shit would look like in the real world. How, like, the dirty, grimy, scary part of it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. And, the whole, what he's done with with the Wildstorm and the analogy we made a while back, which was, going from Roger Moore to Jason Bourne.
Right. Absolutely.
And, like you said, gritting it up. And let's talk about John Davis Hunt for a moment.
Yeah.
Because
very talented.
He
super talented.
Is amazing.
It kind of came out of nowhere.
My first introduction to him.
Yeah. Where did John Davis Hunt come from? I've never heard of the guy before.
I wasn't familiar with his art before.
Yeah, I assume he's a British guy.
Well, he's got one of those hyphenated first names.
Yeah.
So John Davis.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in both of those books, I don't want to discount the art too, because Declan is in my top 3 favorite artists of all time.
Yeah,
so.
Declan Shalvey's wonderful. He really is.
Yeah. And he has such a singular, unique style, especially with the way he draws faces and human anatomy.
He's another one of those artists where you can look at one panel from a book you've never seen and go, that's him. That's definitely him.
Yep, that's Declan.
No question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Declan Shalvey is an artist that I really appreciate because his artwork is not what I would call especially gimmicky or flashy
or slick,
but it's so well produced.
Yeah.
It's just executed on a very high level.
He's got a Scott Collins kind of vibe.
And he's got a recognizable style.
That art doesn't look like what we think of when we think of classic comic book, superhero, Flash. It shouldn't work. But he's so good at it.
There's a distinctness to his style that he has without.
And he slightly adapts his style depending on what he's working on. When he does Marvel stuff, it is a little more bombastic. It's still very much him. But in Injection, he's very much pulled back. It's very subtle. He's working more with characters' faces and emotion. The dude is wildly talented.
Yeah, and he is singularly suited for that book and to work with Ellis. I think we are seeing potentially the birth of a team like a Brubaker and Phillips type thing. I know in the past Ellis has always kind of just bounced around and picked guys up, but the fact that they went immediately from Moon Knight directly to this, and the fact that it has gone on, we're at 3 volumes now, which for an Ellis book, if you think back to the past few years, that's long for an Ellis book.
He's a
6-issue guy.
He doesn't camp around.
He's a 6-issue guy. That's his jam. He loves to tell a really compelling story, set it up in 2 issues, and then bring your action up to the top in the 4th, and then all of a sudden 5 and 6, there's these unexpected things, and then it's done. That is Ellis.
And then he
loves that. And then he's just, I'm done with it. Whatever. Cash my check and go. I think he met Shavley and fell in love with him on Moon Knight and said, you're coming with me,
and
we're going to do a bunch of weird shit.
Injection alone. Yeah. And Injection is also, that's his playground. I feel like Injection, to a certain degree, is Ellis's brain put on page.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. It's wonderful.
So that's my 2017 outside of, as far as the superhero stuff. Marvel, Kelly Thompson, Hawkeye. I have that loving tribute on the Lake House review.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It was an excellent book.
Rest in peace,
really
by the way, getting
stuff.
Canceled.
Yeah.
Hawkeye is canceled.
Did not actually get canceled. It ended. Thompson actually brought it to a close, had a close ready to go for it.
Okay.
And has hinted that she is staying with the character and they're working on something new to come out after the end.
I hope that's true.
Good.
I hope that's true because it is a bloodbath at Marvel right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but I think that bloodbath, a lot of people are making, I think they're making mountains out of molehills because of all the other news coming out. Books ending and closing and things like that, whether it's for sales, whether it's for shift in the line or what have you, it's nothing new to Marvel.
It's also not a bad thing. It's also not necessarily
it's not
a bad thing. To have a forest fire every once in a while to clear off, the dead stuff. It's important.
Well, they've got room. They've got the room to cut some books.
Yes, most definitely.
So, and the other thing too is a book like Hawkeye. Kate Bishop isn't going to stop existing in the Marvel universe.
No.
That's true.
So we'll see where she lands, and Thompson, I think, is going to stick with her based on what I've seen on her Twitter. So
yeah, I have a feeling. And she's been great there, and it is too. It's sad to see that book go, but I think it was just a sales thing. Originally, they announced that it was canceled, and I have a feeling they came to Kelly Thompson and said, "Here's the deal, let's tie it up."
Sometimes I
So you
think
can gracefully,
I think that writers that are on these lower tier books, they may always be especially aware of which way the wind is blowing.
Oh, they know.
And
They know.
they've always got an ending in the back pocket.
Yeah, exactly.
I got my
They
last,
know.
I wrote my last issue, the minute I said yes.
right, exactly.
I also think those days of the editors coming to me like, "You're done, kid," and just pulling the script out from under you are over as well. Because it looks bad, and in this age of Twitter and Facebook, where we get instant updates on what creators are doing and how they're feeling, you got to be cool about it,
3 to 6 months lead time on the solicits alone. So I mean, there's time to go in and fix an issue.
Yeah, right. Yep.
Definitely.
Well, Jeff, thank you.
But,
Appreciate the
welcome
call.
back. I sent you guys a holiday voicemail last week, even though you were,
We're going to play him this
dealing
week.
with your Krampus situation.
Oh, yeah, no, we got it.
We're going to play him in just a little bit here. Thank you very much for your wishes.
Oh, cool.
Have a happy and safe
No
New
problem.
Year. Good to hear from you.
You as well.
All right,
Talk to you later,
brother.
nerds.
Bye, Jeff.
Bye.
Okay, 402-819-4894. Call us. We're talking best of 2017, not 18.
Hey, great. Good job.
2017.
You did it. You remember what year we were in.
Okay, so let's move on with us.
Okay.
In the meantime, let's talk about you want to talk about Ryder?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we did our tertiary stuff. It was fun.
Yeah, we had some.
Yeah, no.
So I think I changed my answer for this.
Did you?
Based on the strength of Kyle's answer.
Okay.
So originally I thought Jeff Lemire
Right.
is going to be my writer.
He was wonderful. And you could pick Jeff Lemire at Valiant only, or Jeff Lemire at DC only, or Jeff Lemire at Dark Horse only, and it would still count.
But I changed it. I changed my answer because, oh dang.
Shut your answer up.
Oh,
Hold on here.
Great.
Thank you for calling THN Cover to Cover. Caller, who dis?
Good morning, gentlemen. David Robbins calling from the Arctic frozen tundra of Wisconsin.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Let's compare.
They got it way worse than us.
What is your daily high today?
Daily high, I'm not sure, but right now we're clocking in at about -2.
Okay, you're beating us by 2. We're at 0. All right. As usual, Wisconsin is kicking Nebraska's ass.
I'm sure that's some kind of sports ball reference.
That's a sports ball reference, yes. Wisconsin routinely kicks our
Badgers
teeth
and Cornhuskers, I gotcha.
Just about everything we do, yes.
Well, David, let's talk about your best of for the year.
Yeah, best of 2017.
Okay, well, as we discussed a couple weeks ago, I'm still super far behind on comics and stuff, but let's talk movies.
Yeah, let's do it.
I think my best of's got to be Logan, Homecoming, and Wonder Woman.
Okay.
I think those
in that
were
order, 1, 2, 3
exceptional this year. Just a general top 3.
Okay, pick one.
I'm
challenging you.
not ranking them.
Pick one. I want you to pick one.
Them.
Let's hear it. Pick one.
Gun
to your head, David. Gun to your head.
Don't let them bully you like this, David.
Mow! Did he mow?
Logan.
Logan. There it is.
Logan.
See?
Right.
Got it out of him.
Logan.
Sometimes just got to threaten him with a weapon.
It's the guys at Fox are finally figuring out that comic book is not a genre.
Yeah.
And turning Logan
go.
into a Western.
Yeah.
Yes, very good.
I don't disagree.
And you see a little bit of writing on the wall for that with New Mutants as a horror film and things like that. Finally figuring out the for lack of a better term, the Marvel method.
Right.
And making the film a genre film, like Ant-Man as a heist, and Captain America: First Avenger is a war movie.
Yes.
And Winter Soldier is a spy movie.
Absolutely.
And every movie has a genre, not comic book.
Right.
And they finally nailed that over at Fox with Logan, turning it into a Western and seeing the gunslinger going out for one more time, and we all know how that ended.
Okay, Thor was not on your list. I'm curious why.
What's that?
Thor was not on your list.
You know what? I completely forgot about that. That's up there too.
Okay.
It is my favorite of the 3 Thor movies. It absolutely is.
Oh, without a doubt.
It ranks way up there. It ranks way up there in my favorite Marvels. I was looking back earlier in the year. I totally forgot about Thor. It's absolutely in my top 4.
I'm saying top 5.
Yeah.
It's in my top 5 favorite Marvel films, hands down. I don't know if it's
of the MCU, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know if it's
MCU,
3
absolutely.
or 4, but it's right there.
3
absolutely.
or 4?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What's above it?
Above it, probably Captain America: Winter Soldier. 'Cause that movie was amazing. That movie was just amazing.
Winter Soldier is amazing.
And every time I go back and watch it, I'm just like, Jesus, this is so damn good.
Winter Soldier is very, very well structured, and there were nods in there to fans that didn't interrupt anything. Like seeing Arnim Zola as the big computer bank that you never thought you'd see.
Yes.
Loved it. And it
that
not
made me
having
very
any
happy.
bearing on the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't need to. It was just like, like, oh, man, it is Arnim Zola.
Yeah.
Oh, he's evil. He could be out there.
Absolutely.
That was really
it's
great.
that kind of stuff, and it was really good. And seeing the complete reveal, and the only thing that I wish Winter Soldier would have done better, and this is like going back years, is either come out a couple of months earlier, or Disney let Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. be a mid-season show in January. Because that's the entire reason that show started off so slow.
Yeah.
Is that they knew what was coming and were hamstrung by it.
Yeah.
I agree.
They've continued to be
That's
hamstrung by
very
it.
fair.
And now they're like, oh, they're going into space just in time.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is awesome.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
What, you don't watch these shows.
I've kept up with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I've been watching
No,
Agents of
it
S.H.I.E.L.D.
is so good.
I don't love it.
Matt, they're in the future.
I have been on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. from day one. I have been one of those standard bearers for the show. But we had our discussion of X-Men in space about 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now I have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in space.
Don't
and
need it.
I'm just sitting there going,
do not
But
need
these
it.
are
Really?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Don't need it.
These aren't superheroes. They're S.H.I.E.L.D. agents.
Yeah, I get it. But
I know.
I don't need it. The superheroes are finally just going to space for the first time. The Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. just flung up there. Give me a break. This is desperation. They're trying to bank on,
could be better.
like Infinity, don't need it.
Shut
we're
up.
How
not-
come Phil Coulson hasn't
I'm not.
popped
I'm
up
not
in the
here to
movies
talk
again?
about.
How come Phil Coulson
I'm not
has
talking
not
about
popped up in the movies?
swings and misses on TV. I'm not talking about the misses on TV in 2017. I want to talk about the good stuff.
Let's talk about the good
Yes.
stuff.
Legion,
Yes.
Yes, Legion.
exceptional,
That was my pick for best. Legion.
exceptional. I'm really enjoying Runaways right now.
Really?
I'm really enjoying it.
Okay, I've watched
It's
3 episodes, and I
Yes.
have no major complaints about it, other than I feel like
Right.
it is moving kind of slow.
well, they're doing.
They still haven't run
the
away
reason
from
you feel-
anything.
They haven't run away yet.
The reason you feel it's going slow is it's an online release that's not a Netflix season dump
That's fair.
that you have to wait week by week by week to watch it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like
I'll
I got
give you
to
that.
watch. I got to watch like the first 7 all at once, and then I just had to wait a week and watch the most recent one this past week. And I really am enjoying it when I get to see it as a chunk. And the characters are good. Like, these kids are doing a really good job.
I will say that. Yeah, definitely.
And like Chase, the guy who's playing Chase, is another Brit.
Oh, is
He's
he?
got he's another Brit hiding an accent.
That's what we have to do anymore. There's no more good American actors. We have to bring them from Great Britain
No,
and
well,
Australia.
Right.
All the actors are British and Australian.
Yeah, that's just how it works now. Sorry, Hollywood.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I forgot about Riverdale. Speaking of Australians.
I can't put Riverdale.
I'm not on Riverdale.
I can't put it.
I'm
in
not
my
on it. My
best.
girlfriend loves it.
It's so bad that I love it.
It's not bad, though.
No,
it's good.
No, I mean it's good, but
It's trash.
It's
It's
complete
trashy.
trashy soap opera
Right,
TV.
but that's what's great about
and
it.
I adore it.
Oh,
It's
man.
so
Riverdale
wonderful.
is so good.
I'm not on Riverdale, but my girlfriend raves about it. She loves it.
Oh, you should watch it. You'll
Everyone
freak
is-
out. You just won't believe the shit that they get away with.
Those
on that
little
show.
kids are so sexy.
It's on my list along with starting Stranger Things, which I am way behind the curve on.
Oh, for crying
yeah,
out loud! Yeah, you got to get that done.
Yeah.
So,
I got to get there.
so Logan
but,
was your
yeah,
movie. Legion is your TV show.
Legion, I watched that all at once as a chunk. It was stacked up on the DVR, and I got through it and like really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did
They're
too.
doing some really different stuff with that character and realistic treatment of the way he sees mental illness.
Yeah.
And it's just really kind of different and like different from anything you've ever seen. And I should have known, spoiler, who the villain was, but
Right.
I didn't see it coming until like episode 6.
Yeah, I guess.
Like I should
I felt like they made it a little obvious, but then it was like they're not going to do that. And then when they did it, I was like, whoa, they did do that.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming. Of course, Shadow King is the villain
perfect.
in a Legion series.
It's perfect. You
But
know?
of course, when you say it, who could it be anybody but?
Right.
But I completely didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
And it was just really, really cool the way they did it.
Yeah. Really good show. Even though, as we said earlier when we were talking about it, it barely felt X adjacent. Barely.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And
Well, I
The
think-
Gifted, it's my same issue. I'm done with The Gifted. I watched 4 episodes. I'm done.
Gifted is full of named mutant
I know.
characters. What do you want?
But it feels so...
They're actively using
I
their
get it,
powers.
but that's all they're doing. It just feels so far away from anything X. They could name them anything. They could name them anything, any characters, and it could be any show, and it wouldn't matter. I mean, you could literally just swap out the X in The Gifted and just, all right, it's a bunch of kids with some powers. Go ahead. And I don't care about them. I do not care.
Yeah. I've gotten through a couple episodes that I got to get back to that show. That kind of fell off when there was like 6 hours of television every week that I was watching in the fall when everything jumped on.
It's just not compelling.
But it feels like Fox and FX and everybody, they're doing their own little pocket worlds, pocket universes for each thing that they're doing.
Yes.
You know, like Legion's over here and the X-Men are over here. And, obviously Deadpool's kind of part of that same world.
Right.
We see a version of Colossus at a version of the Mansion.
Yeah.
But we, McAvoy or Stewart, these timelines are so confusing. We don't know exactly where that fits, but it feels like they're just doing little pocket areas. It'll be interesting to see if New Mutants is connected to their established X universe at all.
Yeah, it is very curious.
I have a feeling at this point they have nothing to lose by not doing it, and we don't know how long they were in talks with like this Fox Disney merger thing. We don't know how long that's been going on. So there's a chance they were like, yeah, fuck it, just throw it out there. Let's see if it makes money. Let's do this experiment.
Well, see,
I
don't think that they're going to bank on all that until the ink's dry, because now I guess the government's trying to block it.
Yeah, well,
trying to block the merger under.
It sounds like it's still going to
monopoly laws.
Yeah, it sounds like it's still going to happen, but I don't know if they're going to get everything that they wanted.
Well, and I think that whatever does happen, it's like you said earlier in the show, it's down the road some.
Right.
It's not like flipping a switch.
And it's also more important to remember they're doing this to put together a streaming service to combat Netflix first and foremost. That is the biggest reason they're doing this. The film studio is the icing on the cake. That's fine. But they want to set up a Disney streaming service that can put Netflix in the ground.
And they want more to put on it than Disney movies.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
And they do that.
Well, Netflix needs to change their name because 90% of what they have is TV now instead of actual movies.
Yeah,
that's true.
Although they spent $2 billion on original content for 2018 alone. $2 billion.
Yes, they have.
That's insane.
But nobody knows where that's actually coming down on their revenue, because as a non-publicly traded company that is a streaming and doesn't have to deal with advertisers,
they don't have to
they don't have to disclose their revenue or their eyeballs.
Yep. Although we do know $200 million of that went to buying the rights, just the rights to make a Lord of the Rings show. Not producing anything, not hiring anyone.
Sure.
They wrote a check to the family, the Tolkien family, and went, here's your $200 million. Now we will start production. $200 million in the hole. That is how much they believe in that project. It's insane.
It'll be a runaway smash hit.
They want this to be their Game of Thrones. That's
if it does well, if it looks like the Peter Jacksons, like the New Lines Wingnuts, then it's going to be a runaway smash.
Yeah, it could be the biggest show of all time.
Those Fellowship, Towers, and Return came out in 02, 03, and 04.
Yeah.
01, 02, 03. And 14 years later, people are still dropping $50 on that box set.
Yeah, it's true. Absolutely.
They have
not to mention easy to forget those movies are more than 15 years old.
Absolutely. 11 Oscars on Return, which was like, here's all of the Oscars for all three movies.
Yeah.
And and just the billions of dollars, the millions of dollars in ticket sales and around the world. And, it's people are still dropping money on those things, on collectibles, on copies of the films. I personally, I have a copy of the theatrical and the extended.
I do too. I have both box sets.
Yeah.
And I bought them standard, and then I bought both box sets on Blu-ray. That's how sick I am.
Yeah.
So.
You're a sick man.
If the show looks remotely good, they will make money hand over
They'll
fist.
dominate. Thank you so
they
much
know,
for
and
your
that's
call.
what they're calculating on.
I got to cut us off here. We're going to go all day long on this.
Fair enough.
Thanks so much for your call, buddy. Have a happy and safe New Year.
David, thank you. Always good to hear from you. And you stay warm up
Absolutely.
there.
Gonna try. You guys do the same. I know you got the big flat area just like we do. So
yep, that's right.
Stay warm.
All right, we'll see what we can do,
Thanks,
buddy.
Light a fire, and hey, don't drink too much. Save that Manischewitz for next year.
Hey, you got
sir.
it.
Oh, we've got a stockpile.
Yeah, don't worry.
All right, take care, guys.
See you, David.
Two-Headed Nerd Cover to Cover is brought to you by Manischewitz, the kosher wine Jews reach for. Manischewitz.
All right, I have a question for you.
All right.
As a Jewish person,
okay,
and also somebody with some sort of knowledge of food and wine.
Okay.
When I went to the grocery store to buy the Manischewitz for the drunk show,
it is technically a dessert wine.
That's not my question. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, I know it's a dessert wine, Matt. That's why it's so delicious. There were two different types.
Right.
I don't mean flavors. I mean, they were bottled differently.
Yes.
They were both labeled Manischewitz.
Yes.
They both had the same company name and information on them, but the bottles were totally different.
I cannot tell you why.
Only one of them said kosher.
Yeah, well, okay.
Is it possible that one of them is not kosher? And if so, what would be the point of that?
If it's not kosher, then, I mean, if it wasn't kosher, I don't know why they're even selling it as Manischewitz.
Why would they? Yeah.
The whole thing with kosher is very muddy and weird. I mean, it can be a rabbi just walking through going, looks good. Or it can be, like really intense. There was this group called the Vad Hackashrut that oversaw.
Whoa.
Yeah, they made sure all your ingredients were kosher and stuff like that. I don't know how it goes in wine production. I have no clue.
They're the guys that worship Apocalypse, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I believe so.
Sorry.
All right, we're running short on time here.
Yeah, we are.
We got to get.
We just let ourselves go.
We really did.
So my best writer, I was originally on Jeff Lemire. Okay. I switched it to Tom King.
Okay.
Because Tom King did write my favorite single issue of this year, and that was that stupid Elmer Fudd comic.
That was great.
And yeah, so I thought I had made my peace with it, even though there are books. I also think Vision technically ended in 2017. I think the last issue came out in 2017.
Quite possibly. I think you're right.
And he's just had a good run. I like his work a lot.
He's definitely become DC heavyweight status.
But,
no doubt.
But I think Kyle got me to go back to my original. I think it's Jeff Lemire.
Okay.
Because
Jesus.
Jeff Lemire, and so spoilers for my favorite series as well. Black Hammer is my series of the year.
That's mine
2017.
Too. Yeah.
Black Hammer is so good. It is like the only comic book that I actually got excited when they said that they were going to do a spinoff.
Yeah.
Like, I was legit excited
Definitely.
about that Sherlock Frankenstein thing. And it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, it is wonderful.
And it's just this great little corner of a universe that they're building. Dean Ormston and David Rubin are the artists of the two books. And it just knocks my socks off every time I read it. I love that book. And so I think I'm giving it to Jeff Lemire.
Fair enough.
And Black Hammer.
Okay. Mine, I thought about a lot, and Tom King was definitely up there. Jeff Lemire was way up there. But ultimately, I had to go with a writer that I wasn't always crazy about, and I thought maybe was out of ideas, and it turned out I was completely wrong. I'm giving it to Scott Snyder for what he's done with Metal. DC Metal, and that idea and everything that's coming out of it has been so fantastic.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely wonderful. And I realize he is not in charge of all of it, but He came up with the idea. We didn't get it. We poo-pooed it a little bit, and then we read the first couple issues and went, okay, this is going to be a lot of fun.
I need to stop you here.
Okay.
All of the one-shots about the different Batmen were great.
Amazing.
All of them. All of them were really good.
Wonderful.
I have understood the main plot of Metal less and less with each subsequent issue of the main series.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm a little lost, too.
The Metal number 4 came out last week or the
Yeah.
week before. I read it. I was like, what the fuck?
It is totally bizarre. I have had so much fun with it, though. And this Hawkman book that came out this week.
The Hawkman book was decent.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah.
It's more of just like this insane, dark version. And I think there's some very meta stuff going on in this story that's examining, like, what are these characters? Where have they come from? You know, is it good for us to look at them as these dark, gritty, horrifying, nightmarish versions of what we think? Or should we cling more to the gold and silver age ideas of these characters? Can they even exist together? Stuff like that. I am loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. It's one of the best DC events that I remember reading. It has been so much fun. And Snyder, I honestly thought he was out of ideas, and now he's going Grant Morrison buck wild, and I'm loving it.
I think he's doing his best to imitate Grant Morrison, and I'm not so sure he's going to be able to stick the landing. However,
We'll see.
However, Grant Morrison doesn't always stick the landing either.
Grant Morrison rarely sticks the landing when he does that stuff.
Yeah.
So
I'm at first I was like, yeah, man, it was Crisis on Infinite Earths, and now it's edging a little bit more towards Final Crisis. So I hope that they pull it off at the end. But yeah, it's losing me a little bit in the middle. But the tie-ins have been great.
The idea and
the tie-ins have been
stable
great.
of writers that he's assembled and how they're all working together. It's just been too much fun. And I think it's really overshadowed Doomsday Clock big time.
And I also think it's got me excited for these spin-off books.
Yeah, without a doubt.
This new wave of heroes that are coming out. Like, they're not all my cup of tea, but I think a lot of them look really fun.
Yeah, and the stories look just wacky. There's not going to be rules. It's going to be a good time. The Challengers are returning. This terrific thing.
Yeah, Jeff Lemire.
You know, yeah. Oh, man, I can't wait for all this stuff.
Yep.
It's just been too much fun, and I love what they're doing with it. And it is in a time when we're all tired of events, and we're all exhausted, and the events start kind of cool and just sort of peter out. I think they're doing this one right. And is it confusing, and is it crazy? Yes. But I'm still having a lot of fun with it, and I trust them.
We'll see. I mean, I'm thinking back on his Batman run and the end of several of his big storylines that he did, and they weren't all great endings.
No, but he's also working with a bunch of other guys right now who I think they're all working together pretty closely in lockstep, and it's been fun.
I agree. I have enjoyed it.
Who's your best artist?
My best artist is Nick Darrington, who is the artist of Doom Patrol, which is a book I do not read.
He's an incredible artist, though.
I think that Doom Patrol, which looks very good, barely scratches the surface of his enormous talent.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm choosing Nick Darrington as my favorite artist because I follow him on Instagram.
Okay.
And he started doing these lush, beautifully detailed, colored pencil portraits of superhero characters.
Oh, yeah. They're
just like
they're
in his downtime, like for practice or whatever. And they are amazing.
Yeah.
They're so good. And I could watch him draw any character in the DC universe, and I'd be on board with it if they said Nick Darrington is going to draw Superman.
Yeah.
Yes. Nick Darrington is going to draw Batman. Great. I'm in. And he does the Mr. Miracle covers, which are beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
They're amazing.
And again, I don't read Doom Patrol, but I remember reading Doom Patrol #1. His art is good. His sequential art. But his portraiture, his cover art, his pinups, they're so good. You should check it out. If you haven't seen his Instagram, go look at these pictures. He posts them on Twitter sometimes too.
Yeah.
I think he's a phenomenal talent, and he kind of came out of nowhere. I had never heard of him before Doom Patrol. I don't recall.
Yeah. I don't think I do, honestly.
And I'm so excited for this guy's future. I think he's going to be a huge name.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Well, as soon as he gets on something that, we can understand.
Well, yeah,
I'm giving mine, and it's based on one book, and it's a book that I just think looks like nothing else in the stands and has been absolutely gorgeous to look at. And when they announced this guy was drawing it, I went, "Oh, that's really odd." It's Mitch Gerard's,
Mitch Gerard's,
sorry, who also drew Sheriff of Babylon, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
His work on Mr. Miracle.
I didn't think he had it in him.
Oh my God!
I think he's a very talented artist.
Oh my God!
But you're right.
From page 1, issue 1, I was absolutely shocked at what he was giving us.
Yeah.
And that book, Tom King, again, that book is amazing.
I really like it.
Absolutely amazing.
Yep, I really like it.
Every issue, he's done different experimental things that just leap off the page. And sometimes he's completely aping Kirby. And other times he's completely aping, Bill Sienkiewicz.
Well, and it's full of very unexpected moments.
Yes.
And
he's just showing he can do whatever. If you untether him.
The effects that he does on his art.
Amazing.
Again, super talented, but his past work was not an indicator for what he's doing here.
No, that's just it.
Sheriff of Babylon, very grounded in reality.
Yeah, and
The Activity was the book he did before that at Image.
And again, very documentarian looking. Yeah. It looked sort of photo referenced here and there.
This is just a next level.
It's
he has evolved.
It is breakout work for a creator.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I look for in my best stuff, because it's easy to go like, oh, well, dude that was drawing BPRD, that's always amazing. Of course, he's my guy.
Sure.
But I kind of look for this breakout stuff and man, I can't say enough about what he's done with that book. It's amazing.
I'm
Truly
with you.
amazing.
100% agreed.
As far as my best book, it was really hard for me not to pick Mr. Miracle.
I didn't pick Mr. Miracle because I don't know exactly where it's going.
I don't either.
Not
but
that
I don't care.
I love it.
Yeah, I really don't care.
And that's also only if like 4 issues in, right? 4 or 5.
I think it's 6 issues in. I think we're up to 6.
I think we're only 5 issues in.
I'm 1 issue behind. I know that, but I thought I just read 5. Regardless, my best series of the year goes to Black Hammer, just without a doubt.
Yeah.
Because it's standalone on its own. When we go, okay, here's another group of heroes that are not connected to anything, that are lost in some place. How am I supposed to care about this? How am I supposed to care at all? Because we're so used to going, oh, okay, well, it's happening to Superman or it's happening to Wolverine. No, this is a group of wholly new characters from this sort of golden age background. They're analogs, definitely.
But they're not analogs of specific characters.
No.
They're analogs of genres.
Yes, definitely.
You've got Crypt Keeper, Scary Lady,
Spy Smasher, and
weird science guy. They're not like that's a Superman. No,
it's like Vampirilla and Buck Rogers and
they're like genre homages,
right?
Which I love.
And just from issue 1, it was irresistible. I read that book every month, and every month it is heartbreaking. It is interesting. It is mysterious. I still have no real clue as to what's happening to these four characters.
Lots of interesting twists.
Yeah.
And the interpersonal connections that he's built. I mean, Black Hammer it's only got like 12 issues out so far.
Yeah.
I think 12 issues, an annual, and then the couple we've got of Sherlock Frankenstein so far.
Yeah.
And Jeff Lemire has done so much in such a short amount of time with these characters.
Yeah. And not to mention the fact he's done it while he is writing so much other stuff.
Yeah.
And he hasn't lost track of any of it. He's been great everywhere he's at. Really. The only reason I did not say he's my favorite writer was because I'm blown away by what they're doing with Batman and the DCU and Metal. I think it's fantastic.
Fair enough.
There we go. Thank you to everybody that called in and everybody that played along. We did a lot of rambling today, but the Beppos is where we do this. It's where we talk about. We're recapping.
The rest of the show is going to be real short.
Yeah. We're recapping.
You want to play these holiday greetings real quick?
I think I'll probably just tack them on.
Okay.
in the end, like while the music's playing and stuff, you know.
Well, I mean, I'm kind
But thank you to everybody for your holiday greetings. It was very sweet. I wish we could have played them last week, but, you know, stuff happens. We'll be back here next Saturday from 11 to 12:30 Central Standard Time, where we'll be playing cover to cover and discussing the new question of the week. Joe Patrick forgets this part every time.
No, I don't. I'm just not looking at my script. Did you plug in the new question?
I did. It's in there.
Let me refresh.
Refrench. I can do it.
I got it.
Or no, I'm sorry. I've still got the Black Scorpion one in there.
It's all good.
Okay.
So, because we took a week off, we're going to revisit the question that I had originally posted.
Okay.
From Joe Benkis. The best, worst thing in comics. The comic series that everybody hates, but you can't help but love.
Okay.
And he's posted this question in honor of the best, worst movie of all time in his estimation. Troll 2.
Troll 2 is pretty bad. Yeah. I don't know. It's definitely up there. It's definitely way up there.
Yeah. So yeah, the book that
the best, worst comic book that you love.
the book that you love that does not deserve it.
Okay. We'll be back to discuss this and all manner of nerd news next week. Thank you so much for joining us. We had a good time. Have a happy and safe New Year. Okay, kids?
Yeah.
But for now, this is Two-Headed Nerd. Signing off.
Adios, muchachos.